Hello again, fellow Vana'dielians, and welcome to another video. Riki here, and today we're going to go through my thoughts on what job you could possibly start with as a new player instead of the standard white mage, geo or any other support job. This is for anyone that does not want to start with healer and any support job, and if you just want to smash shit. People might disagree with this, but these are my thoughts on what job you could play from scratch if you want to become a damage dealer that will drop some people's jaws. I'll go through some basic gear, cost and what to expect from this one, and what I personally think is the strongest DD to gear the quickest and cheapest in 2020 from scratch. This is only gonna be a guide on how to make your way into doing great damage as quick as possible, and there are better options in the long run. So see this as a stepping stone on your way to even greater DD builds. However, this build is really strong, very rewarding and fun even with normal quality gear, and the nostalgia on its own is enough to go for this old school build. So let's get to it. The job I'm of course talking about is warrior, specifically warrior with a ninja support job, dual wielding weapons. Obvious first thing is the nostalgia of going war/nin and dual wielding. Feel the fucking hype, dudes. Also you can go axe shield if you happen to have a dancer doing haste samba in your party, or if you're lacking haste buffs. Your main weapon will be the Kaya axe or Decimation. Kaya axe is fine until you can get a pulse weapon for the last upgrade, which is Decimation. Things to note here are that you will mainly only be using Decimation as your weapon skill. You can do very strong multi-step skill chains if you need to though. I'll go through this at the end. Now, for your offhand. Here you have multiple choices, so grab whatever you can get cheapest or quickest for yourself. I will present some choices in no specific order. So first up we're gonna start with the Sangarius +1. Drops from Unity NM Lumberjill, easy to get the base, but pretty expensive to get it to R15 for the most benefit. Then you have the Purgation, pretty easy to get if you have access to Sinister Rain, but it can be somewhat annoying to get, but it depends on your luck. Then we have the Sansuken, drops from the high tier battlefield Odin, can be annoying to get also, but it is free. Then we have Barbarity, bought from the auction house for about 50k depending on server. Probably your easiest and quickest offhand to get. Go for +1 if you have the cash. You do however need SU2, which is 100 job points spent on warrior. +1 is about 11 million on the auction house compared to the 50k of the normal quality version. The obvious choice for offhand if you're single wielding your axe is gonna be the Blurred Shield +1, going for about 4 million. If you want more defensive options, you'll have to look into that yourself. Not gonna go into this one too heavy though, since single wielding is not really a decimation thing. Now we have arrived at the TP set. Any of the +3 pieces are gonna be better, or +2, or +1 depending on the piece. I'm just gonna present the base set pretty much, and you can upgrade it further for more benefits. So for the head slot we have Flamma Suketta +1, free from Ambuscade. And the body slot you have Amisha Halbert. The Abjuration drops from Duke Vepar in Escharan, or you buy it from Dovain Invasion Points from Surim in Norg. Cursed item bought on the auction house for 50k, and you upgrade it to Path B with Eshalixir at Nolan in Norg. You also have other choices for the body slot, so choose whatever is the most convenient for you. So the other body choices are Valorous Mail, dropped from Yakshi in Rising Jima, or bought from Surim in Norg for 800 domain points. And try to augment it with any amount of double attack or other stats like accuracy attack at Awesome in Norg with top, Pellucid or Fern Stones. Your third choice of a body piece is gonna be the Flamma Corazin +1 from Ambuscade. It's also free, you just have to spend time to get it. And you can use this body piece until you get some of the other choices. Now for the hand slot, only one choice here, and it's very important to cap your dual wield if you are dual wielding. So the only choice you have here is the Emishu Gauntlets, upgraded to Path D, with Esha Elixir at Nolan in Norg. The Abjuration drops from Bia in Esha Ruan, or you buy it with 400 domain points from Surim in Norg. Cursed item is bought from the auction house for about 100k. Now for the leg slot, you are gonna want to have the Pummeler's Cushes plus 2, or better obviously, upgraded from AF +1 with 9 warrior job cards from Omen, and some items you can buy from the NPC and from the auction house. If you don't have this one, you can instead use the Solevia's Cushes +1 or the Vana'diel's +1 from Ambuscade until you get the other one. Now for the feet slot. We are gonna want to use the Pummeler's Kalige +2, upgraded with AF +1, 6 warrior job cards from Omen, some item you buy from an NPC, and some auction house bought Unity Anim stuff. You can also instead use the Flamma Gambiris +1, which you get from Ambuscade. So now for the earrings. Brutal earring, bought from Saghera in Port Juno with 75 ancient beast coins, and that's about 600 to 800k for 75 of those. Then we have Supanomimi, very important to cap your dual wield, so this is the one you want to use for sure. Other choices to this set above is the Heartseeker earring and the Dudgeon earring, which drops in Delve, or you buy it with Plasm after you killed the respective bosses in Delve, which is Divigating Jagil and Supernal Shapuli. Now for the rings. Petrov ring is going to be your first choice, which is dropped in Esha Ruan from Rue. Of course, there are better pieces here, like the Nikmadu ring, but if you can't get access to that, you are going to use the Flamma ring obtained through Ambuscade, or any other ring really, with store TP or double attack, triple attack, whatever you can get your hands on. But otherwise, just use Raja's ring, the reward for completing Promathia mission Dawn. And like I said, there are a lot of different rings you can use, so anything you might have with double attack, triple attack, store TP, accuracy, etc. just stick to that. Now for the waist piece. Go for the EO Sheka belt, bought from the auction house for about 2.2 million gil. Now for the ammo piece, we are gonna go for Ginsen, drop from high tier battlefield the Warrior's Path 2. Or you can go with the Focal Orb, dropped in Vagary, or chosen as a reward after you have all the Vagary key item. Next one you can go for is the Yatshila, which goes for 200k on the auction house. Now for the neck piece. We're gonna go for warrior beads, the normal quality version, since they are super cheap. They go for 1 million gil. If you can afford though, go for the +1 or even +2, you know, if you can get your hands on it for whatever reason. So the warrior beads +1 go for like 10 million though. And you need to upgrade this neck piece also in Dynamis D or with Heroism crystals. Other choices are Lysome necklace, dropped from Warder of Loyalty in Esharan. You also have Porter's collar, dropped from Dynamis Tavnesia Zone Boss. And then you also have Asperity necklace, dropped from Nervik in Delve, or bought with Plasm after killing this dude. And now for the back piece. For the back piece, we have the job-specific cape from Ambuscade, upgraded with Dex +20, double attack +10, accuracy +30, attack +20, and PDT -10. The last one you can obviously choose damage taken -5 or magic evasion or whatever you think. suits your needs. I usually go with PDT minus 10. Things to have in mind is that this TP set is going to be 1 dual wield short from cap. Cap being 11 with cap magic haste. So no big deal, just missing 1 though. If you want to have the extra dual wield and you want to cap, you need to get the Emisho Gauntlets +1 for that extra +1 dual wield. But it's important to know that this set counts on you being haste cap with haste 2, marches, or whatever other haste buff you can get. If you have no source of magic haste, you need 49% dual wield. With just haste 2, you will need 31% dual wield. My point being here that if you don't have magic haste capped or close to, you are going to be better off subbing Dancer, using haste Samba and single wielding axe with Blurred Shield +1. Solo with Trust, you can reach this cap with Olmia, Joachim, or a Dancer Trust with haste Samba, and Korimori or any other Red Mage Trust with haste 2. That's it for the TP set. Let's go over the weapon skill set for Decimation. So for your head slot, you are going to want to use the Flamma Sucetta +1, obtained free from Ambuscade. For your feet slot, you want to use the Pummeler's Kalige +2. You can also use the Flamma Gambirus +1 from Ambuscade. The neck and waist piece is going to be the Folia Gorget and the Folia Belt, obtained by getting all the elemental gorgets and waist pieces and then using synergy to put them together. Other choices are Flame and Light Gorget and Belt. For neck piece, you can use the Warrior Beads normal quality or +1 if you have them augmented. Earrings are going to be Brutal Earring and Sessant's Earring, drop from high tier battlefield 1 to be feared 2. Other choice to the set above is the Steel Flash Earring and the Bladeborn Earring, drop from Delve or bought with Plasm after killing their respective bosses. Now for your ammo piece. You will use the Thieving Bomblet +1 obtained from Unity NM Grand Grenade. Can be upgraded further for more benefits. Other choices is going to be the Knobcare, drop from Glassy Thinker in Omen. There are of course other pieces here, so go for whatever you have with strength, attack, accuracy, etc. Now for the body piece. You are going to want to use the Argosy Hauberk, upgraded to Path A with Esha Elixir. The cursed item goes for 10k on the auction house. The high quality one is much more potent obviously, but that's 10 million on the auction house. Abjuration drops from Duke Vepar in Esha Run, or you buy it for 400 domain points from Surim in Norg. Now for your handpiece. You are going to want to use the Argosy Mufflers, upgraded to Path A or D with Esha Elixirs. Cursed item goes for 20k on the auction house. It's the same thing here, the high quality one is much more potent, but obviously it's more expensive. It's about 6 million on the auction house. Abjuration drops from Kun in Esha Run or for 400 domain points from Surim in Norg. Now for the leg piece. You are going to want to use the Argosy Breeches, upgraded to Path A with Esha Elixirs. Cursed item goes for 20k on the auction house, and it's the same thing here obviously. The high quality one is going to be much more potent, but this one isn't as expensive. It only goes for about 4 million on the auction house. The Aberration drops from Yilan in Esha Ra'an or for 400 domain points from Surim in Norg. Now for your rings. A lot of combos are possible here obviously, depending on what you can get your hands on. Use whatever strength and multi-hit rings you have. The choices I'm going to present is Ifrit Ring, which goes for 150k on the auction house. You also have the same rings as your TP rings, which is the Petrov Ring and the Flamma Ring from Ambuscade, and you also have the Rachas Ring. Now for your back piece, which is also going to be the job-specific cape from Ambuscade, but with the augments Strength +30, double attack +10, accuracy +20, attack +20, and PDT -10. That's it for the Decimation set. Obviously, there are lots of other choices. Play around with what you got while working on any of those I mentioned. If you go for the normal quality alternatives, you will have spent roughly 6.5 million for this build. Pretty crazy. I can almost guarantee that there is no other DD in the game that can do this kind of damage by just spending this small amount of gil. And you will for sure get your money's worth. If you can afford it though, go for some of the high quality pieces or upgrade as you get access to more money and content. Now for food, as a beginner warrior, I would recommend getting the grape daifuku, bought from the Curio vendor Moogle in your starter city. Now we are gonna go through some skill chains for when you are solo DD or with trusts. I'm gonna present you one strong skill chain combo, and there are other nice combos. You could also start this one with a rampage. So the skill chain is gonna be Decimation into Smash Axe, to Decimation to Decimation. And like I said, you can begin all that with a rampage for an even greater skill chain. This is not a war guide per se. I've just gone through some basic gear that can actually put you in any endgame scenario with great results, and this gear should put you at respectable numbers on the pars or even top it. There is, however, no content you cannot do with this setup, so don't be afraid to join for whatever, unless people need a specific DD, which is also possible. You will have to figure out yourself how to use your abilities, merits, job points, etc. But don't forget Shihei, food, and your tomahawks. Warrior/nin is a fairly straightforward job, and is pretty easy to master, at least compared to when you start using Great Axe and other weapons. I'm not gonna go through PDT, MDT sets, and hybrid set, but since you are gonna be on the front line, don't forget to make one please. A dead DD is a bad DD. During the video, I've showed you some examples on what you can expect from this build. You can solo most of the stuff you need with this gear or while working on getting the gear mentioned, or lowman with friends. I'm gonna end it with some warrior montage, and I hope this was helpful for anyone interested in going for a damage dealer instead of going for the standard white mage, Yeo, or any other support job approach. Obviously, there are other jobs/builds you can go for, but from my perspective, this is one of the more powerful DDs that people are sleeping on. Thanks for watching and enjoy your stay in Vana'diel, and keep decimating. For more info on this build and other warrior builds, follow the link in the description. You can build other super strong builds against piercing, blunt, and other weaknesses. And obviously also other Zerg builds if you are interested. So check them out in the description below. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, smash that like and subscribe button and leave a comment. Also make sure to look me up on Twitter and other social media for other Final Fantasy XI related stuff. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys in Vana'diel.